Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news live this Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. I am your host, Jimmy Church. This is all of the news that you need. On this day in history, 1974, President Richard Nixon refuses to hand over tape recordings and documents that had been subpoenaed by the Senate Watergate Committee. He would resign from office in disgrace 8 months later, on this day in 1974. Here's your Fader fact today. 111,111,111 times 111,111,111 equals 12,645,687,654,321. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's right. That is your Fader fact. Punch it in a calculator. Check it out. Here's the breaking news. Walter Cunningham, NASA astronaut and pilot of the first crewed flight in the Apollo program, died early yesterday morning at the age of 90. Guardian Angels founder Curtis Sliwa, who made a name for himself tackling New York City crime, today offered to tackle the city's rat problem. New York City's officials started looking for the director of rodent mitigation, otherwise known as the rat czar. The job pays $120,000 to $170,000 per year, but Sliwa offered to do it for free. Mayor Eric Adams said he'd take Sliwa up on the offer. He said yes. Sliwa's solution: put 2 feral cats on every block of Manhattan. I'm not making this up. A looted ancient Egyptian sarcophagus that was on display at the Houston Museum of Natural Science has now been returned to Egypt. It's called the Green Coffin. It's beautiful, by the way. And it dates back to the late dynastic period and belonged to a priest called Akhmat. It was looted from the Abu Sur necropolis in North Egypt by a global art trafficking network, which smuggled it through Germany into the United States back in 2008. A collector had loaned it to the Houston Museum of Natural Science in 2013. There you go. Twitter is so broke that they just decided to reverse its 2019 ban on political ads because they need the money. All of this came from the company's head of trust and safety, confirmed today, as Elon Musk tries to make some money any way he can. The company tweeted yesterday it would relax its advertising policy for cause-based ads, end quote, in the United States and align its ad policy with TV and other media outlets. Twitter is broke. Parts. That's right, parts. Parts made by more than a dozen U.S. and Western companies were found inside a single Iranian drone downed in Ukraine last fall, according to the Ukrainian intelligence assessments. Of the 52 components Ukrainians removed from the Iranian Shahed 136 drone, 40 have been manufactured by 13 different American companies. The remaining 12 components were manufactured by companies in Canada, Switzerland, Japan, Taiwan, and China. The assessment was shared with the United States government officials back in December. There you go. After violating European Union rules by illegally forcing users to greenlight personalized and targeted ads, Meta was just hit with a $414 million fine, Ireland's Data Protection Commission announced yesterday. Facebook and Instagram's parent company was hit with 2 complaints in 2018 that argued it did not comply with the general data protection regulation rules. Meta was ordered to pay about $223 million for its Facebook violations and another $191 million for its Instagram violations. Another powerful storm. It is going down right now. I'm watching it. Known as a bomb cyclone, is hitting the California coast today, and the National Weather Service in the Bay Area is warning residents that the storm is, quote, truly brutal, end quote. Along with very heavy rainfall, the 30-hour storm will have winds gusting as high as 60 to 80 miles per hour. It's happening right now. After 4 years of development and 13 patents, electric company, just listen to this. Electronics company Withings announced yesterday that U-Scan, an at-home urine lab that is placed in your toilet and sends results to an app on your smartphone, will be available in Europe in 3 months, with plans to launch in the U.S. when it receives FDA approval. Yeah. Taking your smartphone to the bathroom, it's got a whole nother twist, doesn't it? Think about that. The HAARP transmitter in remote Alaska sent a long wavelength radio signal into space yesterday with the purpose of bouncing them off of an asteroid to learn about its interior. The asteroid, 2010 XC-15, is estimated to be about 500 feet across, and it passed by Earth at twice the distance between the Earth and the Moon. The results of Tuesday's experiment at the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program Research Facility in Kakoma could aid efforts to defend Earth from larger asteroids that could cause significant damage. HAARP, back in action. Warner Brothers has removed hundreds of classic animated episodes from its streaming service, HBO Max. Among them are 16 seasons of Looney Tunes and 3 seasons of The Flintstones. That's right. On New Year's Eve, on December 31st, the streaming service removed half of its Looney Tunes library, including shorts from 1930 right up to 2004. The reason for the removal was down to the content being licensed to HBO Max from Warner Brothers until the end of 2022. But here is the crazy. They're both part of the same company. There you go. Scientists are continuing to analyze samples of rock and dirt brought back by China's Chang'e 5 lunar rover. The 7 types of rock listed in the study are all considered exotic, thought to have reached their current landing site from somewhere else. 2-billion-year-old regolith, a completely new type of lunar basalt, and titanium embedded in a larger crystal have been discovered so far, with the full report expected soon. So there you go. There's all the fade to black breaking news that you need for this Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. I'm Jimmy Church. Breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. And I just have one thing to say. Go Backley Tappy.